What are the cycles fathers pass down that sons are left to heal? What if being a man wasn't about holding it all together, but learning how to let go? This is a space where men speak truth and find the power to heal and transform. I'm Mike Della Rocha. Welcome to Sacred Lessons. Some of us grow up believing we take too much space. Others grow up believing we're not allowed to take up any space at all. Welcome to Sacred Lessons. I'm Mike Della Rocha. Today, my guest is someone who has made it his life's mission to challenge that lie, to remind us that we are all enough. Actor, author, storyteller, Chris Rivas. I first connected with Chris through his book, Brown Enough, which felt like someone had finally said out loud the things so many of us grew up whispering in our own heads. Am I brown enough? Am I Latino enough? Am I enough for this world? Chris's work digs deep. He creates spaces of belonging and conversations that open the heart. His art disrupts harmful notions of supremacy, challenges binary ways of thinking, and invites us to reclaim our stories as pathways to healing. Not just for ourselves, but for our communities.
Sweet. Honored. Received. Grateful. Yeah.
I am so honored, Chris, because I've been wanting to meet you through so many friends, mutual friends.
Yeah.
But even before the mutual friends, through your life and your artistry, your book, Brown Enough. Even just the title, it was like you went into my brain and wrote the words I was too afraid to say.
Grateful. Thanks.
And so one, I just want to thank you for having the courage and the strength and the vulnerability to speak truth that so many people, including myself, unfortunately, the society makes us feel. And when I got to learn more about you through your bio and then watching your podcasts and just your work, and then one of my best friends, Fidel Rodriguez.
Oh, I did not know that was a connection.
Bro, that was the first connection.
Wow. Cool.
Fidel was in my wedding. Fidel's the one that teaches me all around the orishas and everything. And he was like, Mike, I took this dude in with 1,000 books to make sure that young brown and black children knew that they were worthy, that they were blessed, that they were loved. And here's a book. Society may say the opposite, but fuck that. Read this and be proud of who you are. So anyways, thank you for being a part of this journey.
Dude, thank you. Thank Fidel. I did not know that was the initial, I thought it was, I know Tara and some others, but man, Fidel, is a blessing, probably to many, has been to me, and to you it sounds like. So shout out to the many people who support us and ancestors here and past, and
beautiful.
Grateful.
Well, for those that don't know your story, can you just contextualize it, even before getting to the book, but how did you get to this seat that you're at right now?
I'm a kid who didn't like myself. I don't know why. I don't know what karmic dance that was in this life, but I didn't like who I was. I was just always I didn't like my ears. I didn't like my aesthetics. I didn't like my being. And I knew there was a place in me where I could enjoy who I was. And so my whole life has been one of moving closer to this love of self. Cliche, corny, but also wildly profound. We've all felt it in really small moments, and then we've all felt that disconnect in probably more moments. And so I'm this kid who's asking big questions of life, and thank God the theater found me, because the theater brought me so close to pretend and the ways we pretend for good and for bad. And I was like, damn, I'm good at pretending. I'm so good at it. I'm so good at being someone else. I'm so good at pretending not to be hurt. I'm so good at this. And so there was an intimacy with pretending that I really fell in love with when I found the theater. And the theater gave me my whole life. It introduced me to art. It introduced me to John Leguizamo, which really changed my life. I saw a brown kid, Colombian, like half of me, from Queens, on a stage, performing to a Broadway house full of white people, and I'd never seen anything like it. And he wasn't pretending to be somebody else. He was being himself. And that was like the crucial element that I couldn't comprehend then. But I know that I went home at 14 years old. I took a shower and I started writing my own one-man show. You know, like in the shower, I was like, I too can tell my story, which I think is this really crucial ingredient that alchemized something in me. I have a story worth telling. And it's something I would like all people to feel that they have. That's the taking up space you talked about. I have a story worth telling. I am worthy of taking up space. I am worthy of my experience and sharing that with others, and that there's medicine there. You know, we walked in and I saw Eldridge Cleaver, Soul on Ice. And you know, like Wazamo, I remember where I was when I read that. I was renting a room in some woman's house in college. And I opened that book and I finished it. I finished it that night. And this person was telling his experience. And I saw the whole world. So there's like all these little moments where that's my life. My life is one of these moments where I know that I am worthy of taking up space. And that has brought me closer to myself and closer to this deep love of who I am, where I don't have to pretend anymore, because there's also an exhaustion to pretending. Like, it's very tiring, and I don't want to be tired anymore. I have a beautiful Dharma teacher who said to me, tension is who you think you are. Relaxation is who you are. And wow. I'm in my phase of relaxation.
Wow. You said the intimacy of pretending.
Yeah.
Which probably is the greatest definition I've ever heard of masculinity. And so since this is a conversation around healing and men in particular, a lot of the masks I have worn in my life in phases has been trying to pretend to be someone I'm not, based upon this ideal of this is what a man's supposed to be. Even though I know in this question of words, because we're lovers of words.
Yeah.
And I even hate the word man and woman in a lot of ways, because we are all of this and more. And pretending that we're not is the biggest lie I found for myself. Were there moments, like you mentioned going to Broadway, and that was like a flashpoint. Were there other moments where you started to like alchemize, like you said, you know what, this pretending is not who I am. I need to be brave enough, or I need to figure out a way to be my full authentic self.
Yeah, millions. I think I use the word intimacy crucially, because it is far more important in our life to be intimate with our life than just when we're trying to, you know, make love or have sex, you know, like intimacy with your life. Be intimate with why your stomach feels the way it does. You know when you're not waking up in peace. You know when you acting a fool. You know when you're pretending. Like, you know when you're exhausted. And yet we do it anyway. Be intimate with the question, why do I do the thing I know is wrong for me, but I do it anyway? And so I use this word intimacy like really, it's not an accident. Like, intimacy is a big part of my life. I want to be intimate with my life. That's what writing did for me. That's what art has done for me. Like, I come up with a question. I don't really care about answers. I care about asking a big fat question. And then, as Rilke says, maybe I can live myself into an answer. But I got to be intimate. I got to know what boils my blood, what turns me on, what pisses me off, what scratches the itch, what makes the wound even deeper, what turns the wound into a scar. And so there's so much pretending. There's so much pretending I have done in my life to be a man around the intimacy of sex. And why am I doing this right now? And I should go home. I'm tired. I don't want to be, flirting with this person, or why am I going here? FOMO, all of this. I think it's kind of non-stop until you stop, right? Ignorance is bliss until you've tasted bliss, and then the rest is just ignorance.
Was there something that forced you to stop?
I'm going to return to this word exhaustion. Always sort of energized by life. So it's not like tired, like I need to take a nap, I want to go to bed. It's more an exhaustion of the mind. Meditation changed my life. Meditation, yeah. That's what did it.
Mm.
The first time I actually got quiet, I could hear how fucking loud it was. Sorry, can I do that?
Yeah.
I could hear how loud it was. And I thought, that is so exhausting. The thousands of thoughts that say, you should do this, you should be this, you should go here, no, go here. That, like, just that role. And when you sit, and, you know, for me, my relationship to sitting is like, it's one of the first times, that and actually making art, the mind quiets. And I love the peace of that quietness. I think it's so special.
Hmm.
And that's where we are. That's where we are, like man, woman, they, them, this, that, enough, not enough, all at once. I think when you try to be one thing, you're going to exhaust yourself. But when you break the vessel and you try to be all things, that's like a profound peace.
Right. And so you mentioned a lot about questions.
Yeah.
What's the driving question in this particular moment of your journey?
That's a great question. What is my question right now? Because I have asked a lot of good questions and answered them. My question right now today is, if tension is who we think we are and rest is who we are, where am I?
Where are you?
You know, I've done so much work. Yeah. Man, my to-do list, knocked it out. Like, got it. My Wikipedia page keeps growing. Got it. And still I'm unsatisfied. I will never be satisfied because you can never reach a sustaining version of happiness through consumption. And I think consumption is directly tied to tension, and it's directly tied to that I'm not enoughness. I gotta eat. I gotta consume. I need more. I gotta accomplish this. And one day I'm gonna wake up and I might miss my whole life. Because I was out here increasing my Wikipedia page, and that's terrifying to me. Yeah.
It was crazy because this morning I woke up and went for a walk with my partner, and this idea of consumption, wow, and exhaustion in a system of capitalism that's all about consumption and competition.
It's the machine. We feed the machine.
And then the thing is, the mindfulness, the ability to be still allows you to be outside the machine. And I started to think about, I'm going to interview Chris Brown enough, and the key word for me in your book is enough. Oh, yeah. And I was like, what is wrong with you, Mike, that you feel that you have to buy something in order to feel worthy? What is it that you go into debt buying things you don't need? What gap within my own self am I trying to fill in the wrong way? And we had a very tenuous conversation because I got defensive rather than just sitting still and listening and being like, you're right. You're trying to mirror back to me that I am enough. We don't need to consume all this stuff. In fact, the consumption makes you more exhausted, like you just said. With all these young people and people that have been touched by your story through various platforms and various artistry, book, podcasts, acting, what do you see and what do you tell these folks that are feeling overwhelmed, overconsumed, exhausted, tired? What is your message for them, for us?
I think it starts with stopping.
Yeah.
Like, it starts with that word intimacy. And we can't feel all that while we're stuck in the undertow. Like, we come up for air and we get hit again with the wave. Like, we need to be able to stop. You need to be able to step outside of the machine and see the machine. Like, that's crucial. And you talk about masculinity, like, consumption is directly tied to masculinity because men are takers. Or also, what's that, Ishmael, you know that book?
Mm-hmm.
Leavers and takers.
Mm-hmm.
That's how Ishmael separates the world. There are leavers and there are takers. And the takers have caused so much harm. And there is the taking of we take resources from the land. We take things from people until and if they can't give us anything because they were there for us to take, like, we're always at the center of our lives. We take, consume. If all the things we were meant to consume were actually meant to fill us, don't you think you would be full by now? We're not full. And so we need to be able to stop in order to see. What high do I get from this? How does this sustain me for a little bit? How does this make me feel good? Oh, that's why I keep flirting with all these people, because I really don't have any self-worth. I need them to smile at me. I need them to make me feel good because I really can't give that to myself. That's wild. And I don't need to beat myself up about it, but like I'm intimate with the idea that like, oh, I can't give this to myself. I need it from other people. That's also a version of consumption. And like you said, this is an uphill battle, y'all. We have been trained to consume. It's in the stock market needs you to be a consumer. Like the world needs you to buy shit, both physically and spiritually, right? Because like you need to be better, you should take this workshop. You need to be healthier, drink that juice. Actually take this supplement. You just got to stop. If tension is who we think we are, then relaxation is, there's a letting go. I'm going to stop for 1 second. Maybe that 1 second turns into 2. I don't need another supplement. Like,
it's so deep, bro. You're dropping so many gems right now. I can't even, I'm like on a roller coaster. But the biggest gem right now, when you mentioned that book, Ishmael.
Oh, it's great, huh?
My father's name was Ishmael.
Really?
Is Ishmael. And when you said that, it was as if my dad was telling me the lesson that he taught me in his death, in his passing, was he never stopped.
There you go.
He never stopped.
There you go.
And so many of us men feel like we can't afford to stop. And that's what's leading to unhealthy practices, harmful stuff to ourselves and others, and just, dying prematurely, frankly. And so what a powerful thing. Just breathe, just stop, just breathe, just be still. Listen to your true inner voice. What is really your ashe? What is really your purpose here? With Brown Enough in particular, I felt like it was, because my spiritual practices were reflections of each other in Lakesh, right? But it's almost like it was a love letter to you as a way to have a love letter to everybody else. What was the motivation for that art form, that book?
Many other people who, thank God I was able to listen to the call. I think our job as artists, but not as artists, as people. Like I think everybody's an artist creating something. I do see the world through a very artistic lens, because I think being an artist, especially now more than ever, if artists weren't important, dictators wouldn't be some of the first people a dictator wanted to kill or silence. And what world are we living in, even in this country? I will take away your books. I will take away your money for art. I will take away your voice and your identity. And so, off my artist pedagogy platform,
speaking truth, absolutely.
Yusef Kumunyaka, who's like a mentor of mine, says your only job is to remain open. I like that. That's your only job. You got to stay open. And then when the call comes, you need to be able to receive it. And if you're too busy doing other shit, you ain't going to receive it. You won't be able to hear the call and respond to the call. And so thank God I was able to hear the call. I wrote a play about the Dominican man James Bond was based on. That play did well. A scene from that play got in the New York Times about dating white women. That went well. And all these people reached out to me and they said, do you have a book? And I said, I do not have a book. And then one agent said, you do. And she helped me. She book douled me. It's like she helped me find my baby and bring my baby into the world. And she found sort of the themes in which I think and move through the world. And that led to someone else who helped me and 2 beautiful editors. And so really it was just listening. And I think it is one of my best gifts. I am good at hearing the call. Like I will go to the call. For better or for worse, I will always go to the call. I care less about even the finale or the how. Like I will take the next step and I will take the next step. And that's it. I kept taking the steps. And then all of a sudden a book was out. And I don't think I even knew, I'm very proud of this. It's curriculum in high schools around the country right now. I did not write this for a high schooler, like, or I didn't write it for young me. I don't know. I'm just I'm in the flow. I'm in the flow. I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm in Mexico having a fight with my partner. And I'm thinking, oh, this is, like it's just all happening. I'm in it. I'm intimate with it. Only now can I look back and say, I think I did something.
But who taught you this jump and the net will appear? This, for me, sitting here, it's almost like an unshakable faith that if I listen, if I'm in alignment, I don't need to know the outcome, the result. I just have to be in that. Where did that come from?
That's a good question. I'll say one part, my parents really did not come from an easy life as children. And my dad is the OG manifester. Like before anyone ever said vision board, in my father's office was the vision board. It was House Miami. It was a boat. It was, he would never call it a vision board. He just had it pinned up on the wall in the office. Vision board. And you can't just be like, they busted their ass.
Yeah.
They worked. They worked a 9 to 5 and a 7 to 3 a.m. That's work. That's a lot of work. I didn't see them for like a year and a half. My sister raised me, So I come from a lineage of hard work and belief, this manifesting belief. And so I think part of it is that, right? They just kept going. They just keep going. And then I don't know. I found the Dharma at some point in my life. I like believing in a god or goddesses and many gods and spirits and ancestors. I like that stuff. It makes me feel more whole and closer to myself. That's not for everybody, and that's okay. But for me, it has grounded me in moments of fear. It has not broken me when I could have been broken. It has reminded me of my enoughness in a world that constantly tries to tell you are not enough. And it let me keep walking towards the net. And so that's it. I got lucky. There's a level of luck in this life. I think we know that. We all know people who don't have the luck. And that's their karmic. I do believe we've been like everybody's mother and father 1,000 times. We like doing the dance. I like what the Buddha says. You've been here as many times as it takes a hawk to wipe away the tip of a mountain with a scarf. It's like a lot of times. And so whatever it is in this dance, I can still hear the call. And that call and that faith and that spirit has allowed me to just walk towards the net. And there are days where you're like, nah, this is whack. I don't want to walk towards the net. I'd rather go get a job. I'd rather just do something that's not so it'll work out.
So let me ask you this. The definition I've heard of luck is preparation meets opportunity. Do you agree with that definition?
Yes, and no.
Tell me more.
Preparation meets opportunity. In the karmic sense, we prepared many, many lives. So sure. Yeah. Preparation meets opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. In the reality of this world right here, right now, I don't ever want to spiritually bypass anything. I don't want to say that someone born in a country that is having genocide committed is preparation meets opportunity. I don't want to say that the little girl who has to leave her homeland is preparation meets opportunity. And so it's a yes and a no, and a maybe and a sure and a definitely not, and a that's fucked up and that's sweet, and it's all of it. Mm. And I don't say that to I don't want to make anyone sad, but I also don't want you to not be sad. Enjoy your Trader Joe's and know that someone would love a grocery store. All at the same time. It doesn't make it. It's just the fullness of how we can move through the world. We can really have more of an appreciation for what's here. Yeah.
And what do you share? First off, thank you for that beautiful, truthful answer. You know, we live in the belly of consumption, exhaustion, capitalism that's feeding the dominant global culture, which is one that wants us to numb ourselves so we don't feel
consumption.
sense.
Sorry, we take lives.
But that's what I was going to.
We take land, we take lives.
But what are the practices or ways that you found effective of trying to, I don't want to say convince, but expand the possibility for those around you to consider what you just said, that this lifestyle is a part of folks in different parts of the world, not too far from us, not being able to live their full authentic selves because a bomb might be dropping on them or they might have been stolen from their families. Like, have you found ways to get folks to consider their connection to others that they may not know?
I don't think it's our job to, it's that age old, like, be the light. And if someone wants a flame, they will come find you. Or they will be like, oh, it's nice to be light. Maybe I can be light. We can share, but we don't teach, you know? We can share and live out a practice, but maybe not preach. I think there's like a fine line.
Right.
Someone's only going to wake up when they want to wake up. You know, you got the homie who's like, keeps dating the same person. And you're like, what the fuck's wrong with that dude? And it's like, we're just going to keep touching the hot stove until we're like, God, it hurts so much. So first, I don't think it's like we're all on our path. You know, we wake up when we wake up. We stop stubbing our toe when we're actually ready to stop stubbing our toe. I've had the fortune of spending time in, you know, AA circles and addiction circles. And I think it's really beautiful to hear someone say, I know it was wrong for me, but I did it anyway. That's profound. I know it's bad for me, and I kept doing it anyway. And then one day they said, whoa, it's bad for me. I don't want to do it. You cannot make someone get there. They got to get there. They got to hear the call. They got to stop stopping. And so how can people realize how wild it is, this world, that we all cause harm, right? Like, I'm drinking plastic bottles, harmful. Like, it ain't your fault. It ain't my fault.
It is what it is.
We got a lot of plastic.
Yeah.
Like, we have to stop. And we have to feel it. And I got to pick this water bottle up and I got to say, damn, actually, when I walked in here, I took another one of these. And instead of walking back outside, because my lazy ass was tired from a long day and getting that first bottle I opened, I decided to start drinking this one. And I got to admit that. And I got to say, oh, I talk all this shit about taking care of the land and this like that. And I want to be a good, you know, person. I couldn't just walk back and get my original bottle. Interesting. And I got to meet that. And I got to be intimate with that. And I got to hope that next time I will be present, intimate enough to take 6 steps to get the first bottle of water I opened. Even better, I could say, I sat in my car when I parked here and I said, I have a reusable water bottle. And I know they're going to give me water. And I chose to leave the reusable water bottle inside.
Intimate.
I think that's how you do it.
Yeah. What? So, yes. And what's coming up for me is like, if my primo, who's driving through LA as we speak, says, oh, I listened to this podcast. And yeah, that makes all sense, Mike. But I have to work my ass off. I have no time to think about anything except just providing for my family. And yes, like I agree. Like, I have to be that person that I'm hopeful folks will consider. And I'm not perfect by any fucking stretch of the imagination, but trying to just show alternative ways of being, alternative ways of thinking, making the connection between that thought and my action is contributing to land theft or not, pollution or not. But what do you tell those folks like my cousin and stuff? Be like, I can't, I don't have time for that. I can't do that. I got to keep working. I got to keep consuming. I wish I could be able to take some time to be present, but I can't. Obviously, like you said, there's a thin line between teaching, preaching, and just being. But what do you share with those that are seriously considering it or just like, nah, not at all? Those are not at all. You're like, all right, cool. Well, when you touch the stove too much, you'll get it. But for those that are like, yeah, I wish I could be there, but I can't because of the conditions of my life.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which opens up a whole other can of worms. Like, some people don't even have the freaking privilege and time to consider another way, which is exactly what the machine wants of them. Also, Rands, they want you tired and they want you exhausted. And they want you struggling for the next thing and the next thing. And that's also fucked up. Right? And again, it's not our job to, like, if you are the type of activist or person who's getting upset at other people not changing, you gotta look inward. Like, you lost the whole point. You know, you missed it. You went on the wrong exit. Live your life with as much care and peace as you are willing to live your life, so that you go to bed in peace and you wake up in peace. What we're really seeking here is a calm and healthy immune and nervous system. A body that isn't constantly anxious. And so if you are a earth defender and you look at someone putting gas in their car and it fucking boils your blood, you should feel like, worry about this vessel. And trust that, like, someone will see how you live. You don't fly? Sick. Whoa, tight. I'm going to go get on this Delta plane, but someone will meet you and say, yo, you don't fly? Why don't you fly? And you'll tell them, I don't fly because of this. I believe in this. And they'll go, that's interesting. And, like, maybe they'll still get on a plane, but maybe, you know, now, like, Google Flights has, like, they show you which one has the least emissions. Maybe they'll buy that one. Whoa, you did that. Or maybe when they go car shopping next time, they'll be like, maybe I should get electric. Maybe they'll just ask the question. They might go back to gas. You know, but, like, it's not our job to change people or to tell Primo, go buy organic shit. It's our job to live with as much intention as we have the courage to live with. And I know how, you know, ignorance is bliss until you tasted bliss. I know how I would like to move through the world. And I would like to go to bed knowing that I caused a little less harm, or I left a place cleaner than I found it. I saw that on a bathroom in Austin and it changed my life. I went into this public bathroom and it said, please leave this place cleaner than you found it. And I thought, God, if I could leave each place I walk into a little cleaner than I found it, that's a nice world. I feel like I did good. Mm. But it's not my job to tell you to leave it cleaner than you found it. Live your life.
Right.
Like, if I got to babysit you and you and you and you, that's exhausting. Mm. I'm already tired. Let me just leave it cleaner than I found it.
So let me ask you, you mentioned, you know, so much of who I've become and am is because of, you know, the environment I grew up in, obviously, and the society, but my parents. And you were talking about your parents having to work multiple jobs and that it was your sisters that really raised you. Was that the seed of a lot of this way that you're thinking about identity and self? Was it your sisters that were like the primary models?
Sister.
Or sister, sorry.
Yes, and Queens is the model of how I think about identity and self. I come from the most diverse place in the world. I don't say that like hyperbolically. Like, I actually was raised in a place that has 138 spoken languages. I can maybe name 20 spoken languages, like 138 in one borough? That's wild. And so I only know an unbelievably beautiful wide array of diversity and identities and diasporas and cultures and hips and flavors and hairs. Like, I only know that. And I know that they actually coexist quite beautifully, you know? So like my relationship to identity comes from that. You know, go over to this store to buy your hummus, go here to get this, you know, go to the bodega to get that, like all on one block. Yeah, so I think that's my identity journey is growing up a kid in New York. New York is already diverse, God bless. And then Queens especially. And then being able, because I couldn't even answer the questions about why does my sister was taught Spanish, but I wasn't, you know, having a Dominican grandmother who looked black and then a Colombian grandmother who looked white, you know, my mama's white passing. I'm too young to know all that. You know, I'm too young to even know hustle and hard work like that. Like, that's even a privilege to get to name and to explore and to make art where I can interview my parents. And yeah, so all of that was just happening. And, you know, again, right place, right time. Maybe it is your opportunity. Like, I was born in that place at that time during those years, and it informed me enough to return to it, to examine it, to be intimate with it, to have a relationship with what was happening.
What was allowing you to be able to return to it and have that conversation?
Yeah, I mean, that's art. I read James Baldwin, I read Eldridge Cleaver, and I said, man, I have not asked questions about my own life. It was like as simple as that. Sitting in my, you know, college housing, reading these books and thinking, I don't know, I haven't really done the work. Yeah. I haven't asked these questions about myself. Why do I move through the world in this way? Why do I like this? Why don't I like this? Why does this person turn me on, but this person doesn't turn me on? And so I'm reading these books and I'm asking these of myself. And then part of that is making art. It's my vessel. It's what I'm supposed to do. And in the making art, I had the beautiful privilege and great parents who were willing to let me ask them questions as people, not as parents. Crucial. Crucial. All adults, if you haven't met your parents as people, meet them as people. You got too many stories if you think about them as parents. Everyone's just doing the best with what they can, with what they got, which goes back to the primo and the this and the recycling. Everybody's just doing the best with what they got. Right. And so I've had a lot of art that let me ask these big questions about my life and my history and my parents and my sister and my friends and my city and my block, you know, my relationship to all of it.
Man, meet your parents as people.
Yeah.
That's a powerful, powerful statement.
Meet your lovers as people. Like your friends as people.
Everyone as people.
Because then you put them in the box. You are friend. You know, we're really like cave people. We think we're wise, but we're just like in the cave. Like, you friend, you lover, you partner, you wife. You know.
Yeah.
You husband.
It's been interesting. I've been touring this book for the last 6 months, so I've been very privileged to be, 35 cities across the country. And it's so simple, Chris, that I've gone into these places without expectation and just trying to learn and grow and see people as people without the boxes or the labels. And what I consistently hear, because we live in this moment of manufactured division, fear, for a purpose, for consumption and all this other stuff. But the one thing that's been consistently shared has been, I just don't want someone to judge me for whatever reason. I just want to belong, which a lot of hearing you in this conversation and reading your book, it's really, you said caveman, but it's really just ancestral. It's ancient. We're all hardwired for connection. We're all meant to belong. These systems and structures are trying to separate, but at the end of the day, our spirit, Ashe, wants to connect. Outside of the labels, outside of all this other stuff.
Well, how far out you want to get with it?
I want you to go because I'm in a masterclass, so don't stop right now.
Because if you really want to go far out.
I do want to go. Take me.
It's not that the spirit wants to connect. Spirit is connection.
Exactly.
There's one spirit,
Mm-hmm.
right? And there's no even vessel. It's just one thing.
Just one thing.
And so it wants to return to one, or as the Dharma calls it, emptiness. If you are empty, you are everything.
I was just about to say, yep.
You can't not be your whole block, and you can't not be the starving child in another country. Whereas Thich Nhat Hanh says, call me by my true name. I'm the young child just raped, and I am also the pirate who has not yet learned enough love to not rape. I am both. I am the boy holding the gun in the child army, and I am the man who gave him the gun. And I am the bullets. Call me both. You know? There's nothing we're not. It's like the far out. And so, Ashe, all the spirit is connection. Yeah. It's not seeking.
No, it is.
To connect. It is it.
Yeah.
And so if we stopped enough, hard as hell, we have all felt it. This is why falling in love is really cool. Falling in love is an inkling to that feeling, because when you fall in love, that first head over heels moment, all of a sudden life is perfect. All those stories about how you fucked up or you did this, or you were late, or you don't have enough money, and then your job ain't right, you didn't get that audition. It doesn't mean anything, because you found literally your whole world, you are connected to everything. The traffic is perfect. The weather's perfect. Everything is perfect. And then, it fades, and then you gotta you forget shit, and you forget that your connection.
Well, no. The crazy thing is because we started talking about Octavia Butler and bell hooks and this feeling of falling in love. It is just remembering what is the truth, that oneness, right? Where the feeling, the excitement, the joy, the newness. But then bell hooks says, love, though, becomes an active choice, because at some point the honeymoon fades and everything fades. And what I'm appreciative of this conversation is you're reminding me that we're all falling into love. That's because what oneness is, but then we have to choose that love all the time, because everything around us is not wanting us to do that.
Yeah, but we don't do so. It's so hard. Vedanta says, love the Coke can like you love your mother. Why are you being so selfish? Why should your mother be more important than that? It's because you put label on it. Caveman, mother, love. But really you're saying this person did this for me, and so because we do this dance, what have you done for me lately? You give me, I give you a little. And then we're back to falling in love. You think it's that person. I'm in love with that person. It's actually you. It's just a feeling inside of you.
Right.
They just reminded you. For whatever reason, that person was a beautiful mirror that showed you what you are capable of feeling on a consistent basis, but you think it's them. And then so when you break up with them, you go find someone else because you would like to feel it again. And then you end up just constantly dating. You're just all we ever date is ourselves. Fun fact. You never really marry another. You're just constantly in relationship with yourself, and you're expanding or decreasing of yourself. Yeah, it's weird.
How in love with yourself are you right now?
How in love with myself? I feel, in this moment, I feel really in love with myself. I mean, look where I am. I get to have these conversations. And so I'm where I need to be. Yeah. And where I would like to be is, no self, just connect. It's just connection. It's just Hafiz has this poem with that sweet moon language, and he says, walking around with that sweet look in the eye, saying what everyone else is thinking, love me. But of course you don't say it out loud because you would seem crazy. But why don't you be the person with enough courage to say, love me? And I think the opposite end of that is saying, love me, but also I love you. Because they want to say it, but they don't say it out loud. And so I also even care less about self-love now these days. Fun fact. I believe relationship precedes care.
Yeah.
If you develop a relationship to something, you can learn how to care about it. And so I'm interested in building really intimate, deep relationship, not just with people who I have deemed worthy of it. I want it with everyone and everything, including the plastic bottle. I got to build a relationship to plastic in order to care about it. I got to build a relationship to the earth in order to care about it. I have to build a relationship to you in order to care about it. And then the relationship building gets easier. And so then we don't just treat people like, thank you for helping me or whatever, get out of my way. Thank you, barista. I see you 30 times a day. I don't know your name. Like, build a relationship. Then maybe the care will come. I think it will.
Yeah. Well, yeah. One of the main things I've been trying to model is that the West wants us to believe that healing is this solo journey. It's a self act.
Well, yeah, because then you could buy more stuff to help you heal.
But it's a communal one. Like, I can't heal. Like, even right now, I am becoming a better version of myself being in relationship with you. But that wouldn't have happened without the relationship. So therefore, my own remembering of who we are is incumbent upon me developing a real authentic relationship with everything around me, including the person I'm sitting across from. And that's what that's the choice, the moment by moment choice I'm trying to remember and practice in my daily life. Because in this life, everything's like run, 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 run. But it's like, no, pause and remember the relationship. And every movement, all the books that you said that changed your life, those are authors that were part of movements of relationships of multiple people. What do you share, I guess, just in this? I mean, man, Chris, I feel like I subscribe to that masterclass, that masterclass series. And I feel like I'm in the middle of the 6 episodes all rolled into a like 40-minute conversation. But I was going to ask, like, is there something at this particular moment of where you are that has yet to be shared or said?
Oh, for sure. I thank God, hopefully. You know, if I've said it all, then peace. Well, I got to be here.
Yeah.
If I've played the game and uncovered everything and tasted it all, and not for consumption purposes, but if I am so clear and awake,
yeah,
that I have no more stories to tell, which my stories are based on the questions I'm asking about life. You know, the art I'm making right now that I'm really excited about, I'll leave next week to do it, is a piece called The Punchline. It's a live show. I'm going to put 60 minutes on the clock. I'm going to give us all the last hour of our life, and we're all going to die together and see what needs to change. And it's based on a series of ritual in 60 minutes, and I cannot wait to begin this journey.
Where's this happening? How do I go? What's going on? What
the first workshop is at a place called City Theater, and then we'll start, we have many workshops, and we'll start touring it. It's called The Punchline, because what's the punchline? You know, the key to any good joke is knowing the punchline, and what's the punchline in your life? Like, you will die. But you think it might happen far off, or you think being a vegan will help. You know, it won't. My dad always used to say, don't go to bed angry. I might get hit by a bus. Hey, I might get hit by a bus. You know, and when I started working on this show, the stories I hear, the things that have been coming up, I just got diagnosed with this. I might have a year to live. I might have less. I was walking with my wife and a tree fell on her. No joke. Like, the story, it's just precious. It's precious. You know what's crazy? Ready for this one? I like this one. This one's fun. The next time you spend time with someone, you died with them. Like, you literally gave someone, like, we're doing this, you gave me 60 minutes of your life. Y'all gave me 60 minutes of your life. Now, you might be really pissed about that. You might be like, oh my God, I just gave that person 60 minutes of my life? Or you mean like, thank God I gave him 60 minutes of my life. And so we're on our phone, we can be like, oh my God, I gave this 60 minutes of my life? I gave a screen plastered to my tiny little hand 60 minutes of my life? What the fuck? What are you giving your life to? I'm literally giving you bits of my fucking soul, my time. It's finite. Yo, it don't come back. Don't freak out. It's exciting. I've given you. And so I want to be in spaces where I say, I am glad I gave a little bit of my life to that. And if I'm in a place where I'm like, I don't think I want to give much of my life to this, it's time to reevaluate. I just gave you my life. So when you're with someone, I'm giving you my life. You gave me your life. I think that will change some relationships in your life real quick.
Well, I want to thank you for giving me a part of your life in this convo.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you, and thank you, and thank everyone out there.
Yeah. So I want to ask you, as you enter into this evolving part of your journey with the workshop and the tour, I know you thought about it, but what is your punchline?
Oh, I don't know. I just want to create a space. Now I'm interested in art. So I used to make art that is about spaces of belonging. And I think I've succeeded. Good job. And now I'm interested in art where people fall in love with each other. That's what I'm interested in.
And that's why the death piece is so important, because that allows us to fall in love, because life is precious because we don't know.
Yeah, because we forget to appreciate.
Yeah.
We forget to appreciate because we think it's long.
Yeah.
And it might be short.
Well, it is short for sure.
You know?
Yeah.
And so every morning I wake up and I say, life and death are of supreme importance. Time passes swiftly. Opportunity is lost. Let us awaken, awaken. Do not squander your life.
I'm just sitting in it right now. There's a powerful, powerful, powerful energy and powerful wisdom that you're channeling and modeling and being and sharing to allow us to come back to be in love with each other. That's a very honorable, courageous, beautiful, badass.
But also it should be fun.
Well,
that's the other thing it does.
I mean,
that's the other thing. It should light you up to say, oh my God, I'm giving my life to something, to someone. And so let me actually enjoy it.
Right.
Oh, that would be cool too. That would be extra cool too. Let me actually enjoy it. Let me enjoy the shit out of the latte. Let me enjoy it. You know? And it's not a manufactured happiness. It's like a genuine joy. My homegirl, she got hit by a car. She didn't die. She almost died. And she said for a short time, super short, it's like kind of like falling in love. Almost dying is like falling in love in that way. It wakes you up. And she said for a short time, she would have a shitty day. And she said, I'm so grateful to be able to have a shitty day. And then she said she forgot that. And so shitty days became shitty days. But for a second, she was like, it's so cool that I can have a shitty day. Because I almost stopped having days. And so it's just, that's why I think art exists. That's why I think these conversations exist and these books exist. And we can hopefully surround our life with things that remind us of life's preciousness and remind us to not waste our time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Before I go into, we have a closing section of the podcast, but I wanted to just ask, is there anything that you feel compelled to share or say that you haven't shared already?
Anything I feel compelled to share or say? Thank someone for giving them. Thank somebody for the life that they gave you. And both ways, right? Like, I like this. I do like that. Look at someone in your life and say, wow, thank you for giving me a bit of your life. I hope I have done it justice. And I will do the work to honor the time you have given me. And if you change your mind and you'd like to give your life somewhere else, I will honor that. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
So this part's called the Sacred Five. It's where I ask 5 questions. You answer in a word or a sentence.
Okay.
It's our opportunity for folks that are watching or listening to take some practical things with them. Even though when I re-listen, watch this, I'll have a notebook from all the gems that have been consistently dropped in the last 60 minutes. So the first question, name 3 things that make you feel safe, connected, and whole.
Oh, I have to say it. It's. I'm gonna just say it. It's honest. The Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, which is the ability to be peaceful, community, and the teachings.
Beautiful. What song, book, or prayer brings you back to yourself?
Life and death are of supreme importance. Time passes swiftly. Opportunity is lost. Let us awaken. Do not squander your life. But you got to say, do not squander your life like this. Do not squander your life. Because then it sounds like a far off spirit.
It's funny. You answered the question before I even answered it.
Which was?
I was going to say, why do you whisper like this?
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Because it's the wind.
Yeah.
The spirit. Okay. What's one daily ritual or practice that grounds you?
My dog. My dog. I love my dog unconditionally. I know it's possible to love everything like that. My dog don't do shit for me. Like, my dog doesn't like clean up after my dog. Actually, I clean up after it. I pick its shit up. It does something bad. I have to, it does nothing. And I'm out here on my knees for it. And I love it unconditionally. I know it's possible to love unconditionally.
What's your dog's name?
Lulu.
Lulu.
She's a legend.
Legend. Legend Lulu. Okay, what's one small action listeners can take this week on their own spiritual journey?
Stop. Actually stop. If you're driving right now, pull over. Take a conscious breath. If you're on the highway, just take the conscious breath. Or get off the highway and pull over. Stop. Stop rushing. You don't have to get where you think you're going so fast. Look around. Stop. Take a breath. Look around. And then if you want to keep going, keep going. But get in the habit of taking small breaths and small moments to dwell in the present moment. Stop. My grandma always used to say, when you're in a rush, slow down.
Yeah.
That's a hard one for me, but yes.
All of us. All right, Chris, last one. Share a one-line blessing or quote that inspires you.
Life and death are of supreme importance. Time passes swiftly. Opportunity is lost. Let us awaken. Do not squander your life. Do you think you squandered your life? No, you didn't.
No, I always take this moment to kind of reflect back. Lessons, gifts, words that were shared from the episode. And I'm literally lost for words, Chris. As an artist, I'm lost for words. As a writer, I'm lost for words. As a lover, I'm lost for words. Because I don't think there are words to share the feeling that I have in my bones. To sit across from someone who is living love manifested, who is trying to shake us to remember our oneness, that's dropping bars from fucking ancient texts to latest. There are no words. I honestly, I just want to express my deepest affection, my deepest gratitude for choosing to spend your time with us. I want to thank your ancestors for consistently pouring into you, even now. My life is more richer because of this conversation. And I like I said, I feel like I was in a master class, and I'm being able to be in a space, in a conversation where I could cry because I am so full of fucking joy. Because I'm looking at someone that's like reminding me like, man, there's so much love and joy and happiness. Like, I am you, you are me. How beautiful is this life? And so I just thank you.
And if you thrive, I thrive.
Yeah.
I think that's a big part of it.
Exactly. And that's probably why I'm lost for words, and why I'm crying, and why I'm happy, and why all this, because I know we're thriving because you're thriving.
Thank you.
So just thank you from the bottom of my heart, honestly. Usually in these conversations, a guest is crying. Now I'm crying. That's the power of fucking Chris Rivas. So thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any last parting words?
Oh, I'm so honored to be here. Yeah. I'm grateful that I get to continue to be in spaces that our ancestors get to be here too. And not dulled, but like they're in the space.
Yeah.
You know, they're vibrating. You're listening. Do not squander your life.
Do not squander your
Thanks
life.
for not squandering your life. Yeah. You know, ancestors is new for me. We might have to go. But like ancestors is a new thing for me. Yeah. Spiritual for a long time. Practicing for a long time in my ways. But the word ancestor is fairly new. I was talking to Curly about this actually. Because he's like ancestor locked in. Like supreme. And it's a new thing. And so actually putting their photos on my altar, this is all new for me. And praying to them and asking from them. Just trying to make room for the mathematics of our ancestry, which is long. Like the amount of things that had to happen in order for us to be here right now.
Mind blowing.
That's like my ultimate superpower. I want to walk into a place and I want to feel all of time and everything that ever happened in that one spot. And I think ancestors can help me do that.
In fact, that's the role of ancestors. One of the many roles is exactly what you just said.
Really?
I mean, my relationship with my dad is stronger now in his passing than it was when he was alive.
There you go. Yeah, well.
And I've gotten to a point where I'm not afraid of ghosts or ancestors because I'm only here because of them. And if I believe in oneness and energy, then why would I be afraid of my own self?
It is the same connection.
Correct. Timeless, immortal, love.
Treat the ephemeral with as much respect as you treat the ephemeral.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so that's my own dharma.
Yeah.
Falling in love with my ancestors, because in doing so, I fall in love with myself.
I've been reading about, we can stop me at any time, but I've been reading about anime, not the anima, not like the beautiful Japanese artwork, but this chair has a spirit. Even the plastic, even the microphone. And so there are a bunch of practices in treating and honoring the spirit of the object. So again, we're not just taking, we're not just consumers. You chair, I use you. No, you chair come from a long line of hands and bodies and spirits that allowed chair to be here. I get to be in relationship with chair, not just use chair. I get to be in relationship with microphone and history of microphone and things and labor and maybe abuse and maybe harm and beauty and power of microphone, right? So anima, the spirit in objects, and we often overlook objects. But like you're constantly, the spirit that embodies the object.
And that's, we'll I guess we can start to close with that, because the thing about the chair, if you have an intimate, using the one and only Chris Rivas's framework, an intimate relationship with the chair, then you'll know that the chair is made up of wood, and the wood is from a tree that has been around for eons and generations and withheld and withstood all of the trauma and all of the beauty of life as we know it, and is still here. And therefore, the tree itself has the wisdom that we need to remember our oneness with the cells and the land and the cosmos and everything else. But if you're so fast, you forget about your relationship with the tree, with the self, with nature.
If you're so fast, you forget.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
That's why we stop, to remember.
And that's how we'll end.
And we stop.
To remember. Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, dude.
Sacred Lessons is a production of iHeart's My Cultura podcast network, Sacred Lessons Media, and the Prince Group. For more of your favorite shows, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.